Okay, class, let's take a look. See where were we? Okay, so then basically, let's take a look. Now we are in this chapter number 5, Mahayana, philosophy, the variety of emptiness. Okay, so let's take a look. We will see that there's the perfection of wisdom literature and the Madhyamika school. We have gone through source and writer. There's some which this is I think should be some the word wrong already. Okay, empty dharma and condition arising, conventional truth and language, emptiness, skillful means and the transcending of view, ultimate truth and taskers, nirvana and below, and what is to know what. Then now we're in the self-emptiness and the adi-emptiness. So once we finish, we'll go to the Yogacara school. Let me try to remind you all. When we talk about the Mahayana philosophy, basically we mention mostly is in the emptiness. This is very common in the Mahayana Sutta, right? Heart Sutra and Diamond Sutra. Basically, they will try to give you the perception that the whole world actually is based on is subject to the cause of the condition, and since everything is subject to cause and condition, and we call it as it is keep on changing. And then, and one more thing is, once we talk about something emptiness, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Actually, it means that it's subject to many conditions. It's subject to the conditions to form it. So that is the meaning. And in Madhyamika, the way to explain the emptiness is quite thorough, even though the attainment itself is also emptiness, meaning to say the nirvana they describe as emptiness also. This is the major differences between another Yogacara and Tathagata school. Okay, so now we go to the further, which means is the emptiness and the variety of the emptiness. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Leong, maybe you try to read the passage, self-emptiness and other emptiness. Try.
Self-emptiness and other emptiness. The implications of the above were seen in two kinds of ways within Mahayana tradition. In Tibet, they are called self-emptiness and other emptiness. The first is the perspective of the Gelugpa school, which takes the line of the Prasangika Madhyamika. It sees that the emptiness teaching as a non-affirming negative on the lack of inherent nature existence in anything. As beings are empty of a fixed self and their minds empty of inherent nature, they are capable of ultimate change and are not ultimately different from nirvana. Their defilements which sustain samsara are also empty of inherent existence and so can be transcended. This is seen initially through reasoning. Then the result of this reasoning is the focus of meditative concentration, leading on to a non-conceptual direct insight into emptiness at the path of seeing, at the start of the path of the noble bodhisattva. Along this path, as the perfections are developed, the tendency of ordinary perception to habitual see things in a non-empty way is gradually purified away. The other emptiness view is held by people mainly linked to the Nyingmapa and Kayupa school, drawing on ideas of the now extinct Jonapa school. This perspective sometimes calls itself the Great Madhyamika. In this view, the most important referent of the term emptiness is a self-existent, unchanging reality that prevails all phenomena. Like nirvana, as seen by the early schools, it is emptiness in being empty of defilement, empty of what is other than it. However, this does not mean it is empty of its own positive quality. Rather, it is full of Buddha qualities. Knowing the limits of concepts does not just show the limitation of conventional truths, it reveals the true underlying absolute reality that is known in a non-conceptual way, emptiness, the radiant, non-dual consciousness of a Buddha. The task of beings, then, is not to attain something that they do not already possess, but to uncover and know their Buddha-ness. The task of the Bodhisattva is to skillfully help them in this. This will sees this ultimate emptiness as a Tathagata Gaba.
Okay, thank you so much. Two paragraphs. Let's try to digest all this first. Okay, before we go through, let me try to explain a little bit this one, Galupa school, okay? Galupa school. At the same time, I want to highlight it, Galupa school. Okay, let's take a look. This is the Galupa school class. We can remember easily through the image, Galupa. Let's see, okay? This is the Galupa, part of the Tibetan Buddhism. Usually Galupa, how they wear is the yellow color and the signature is the Dalai Lama. Okay, so Galupa school. Okay, basically, all we can remember from Tibetan Buddhism is about what? You see, if you talk about the Tibetan Buddhism, it's the right variety of Bodhisattva and the picture, which is very colorful, and also a lot of colorful buildings, and also some very looks very fierce Dharma protector. So this is what when we talk about the Buddhism, very colorful. Okay, and then if let's say you put in the Dharma protector, okay, like Kala Chakra, Kala Chakra. Now you see, it will appear all this type of the figure, see or not? So this is what the Tibetan Buddhism usually impressed. But basically, actually, what is the expertise of the Tibetan Buddhism is the emptiness, actually. They spent actually about 3 years to study the emptiness. I mean, the real monk. They study, and also they do study Nikaya, but they study Abhidhamma, which is Abhidhamma Kosha Bhasham. So this is how they study. For Dalai Lama sect, they will take Lupa. It can take about 20 years to finish, just get the master degree of the Tibetan Buddhism. So if you talk about all this Abhidhamma and the emptiness and also Yogacara, they can know very well. So before after they finish all this, then they go to the Tantra. Tantra meaning to say that include all the Qigong, including all, we call it the chakra meridians, and then some talk about the yoga sects, yoga sects that implement it, but theoretically it exists. Okay, so this is how we know about that. Yes, Elena, any question? Yeah.
For Tibetan Buddhism, now you mentioned that the Galupa school is somehow identical to what's the
Dalai Lama.
Dalai Lama. Then how about those Minyo Rinpoche and all those things?
Yeah. Actually,
are there different sects?
Yes. Okay. So let me
okay.
try to introduce all the different sects in the first place. Then we try to dig a little bit regarding the Mingyung Rinpoche, because he's quite famous. The most happiest people in the world, right? after all the wiring to the brain. Okay, so we take a little bit lah, so we have a proper understand for them. So one first is the Galupa, okay. Then the second one, okay, let me try. Here we see it's the Ningmapa. So you can highlight Ningmapa. So Ningmapa basically, when we talk about the Ningma, what you can make you impress you is their master, which is Guru Rinpoche, Om Mahom, Becha Guru Bema City Hong. Let's see. So this is the Ningma, because they used to wear red color. So this is the one. Ningma Pa in Tibetan, this is their guru, their founder. Founder is a layman. Okay, I somehow, again, actually his origin from where? I think its origin is from what? I think maybe its origin from the what? Let's see first. Okay, said he have problem in all this. Wait lah. Okay, let's see. Ningma, usually they wear in the red color, so we call it as a Ningma, but it is more than that lah. So we see, especially this guru, Padma Sambhawa, it's very famous. The rest usually, Tibetan Buddhism, I think for Elena, it's very confusing. It seems all looks the same, and sometimes layman and also the monk, they wear, it seems like a same robe. Actually, you can see the cutting different, but we don't know what all are. And in some school, they marry a few wives. Okay, so it's a different. But it doesn't mean they are not good in cultivation. Some is good because their successor must be their son. So they must have son to inherit their legacy, including the asset and also the dharma. Like Japan also, I think the Japan, they are very famous. The Yogacara school could be prolonged for 1,000 years, more than 1,000 years in Japan. I think it's because their successor is come from their son. You see, in here, we don't marry, meaning to say that we are looking for somebody wish to become a monk as a successor. I think this is a little bit difficult. But who comes to us usually must be the sincere. Compare your son, because your son, your daughter, they might not be interested in what or what you give them, right? It's very hard to say that. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me do a little bit. Okay, so this is recorded as a Galupa school. Okay.
Recording in progress.
Let me reprise a little bit lah. Okay, so class, as we call Galupa, maybe we try to know a little bit regards them. Okay, usually we don't go to the AI because AI can bluff. We go to this. You see, the Galupa school emerged as the dominant Buddhist school in Tibet and Mongolia since the end of the 16th century. Dalai Lama make it famous. Dalai Lama called up a lot of scientists together to try to testify the Dharma and use the Dharma to testify the science reciprocally. Let's take a look. You see, this is the youngest of four major schools of Tibet Buddhism, the youngest, which is found by the Tsongkhapa. Let's take a look. This is the Tsongkhapa. Okay, class, do you remember the subject we study, which is the path of Buddhism? You remember? Actually, the path of the Buddhism is inspired by this Tsongkhapa. Lamrim, we call it. So this is how Yin Sun wrote down the path of the Buddhism. Basically, it is a very common syllabus for all major university. So when you met the uni graduate, who is the Buddhist, usually they know it very well. The path of the Buddhahood, they know it very well. Okay, let's take a look. You see, so we know the Tsongkhapa. Then you say globe school is ordinarily as a Kadam. Is this continuation of the Kadam? Okay, we don't. Okay, so one more. Important figures. Aktisha. You can try to remember. Okay, Aktisha. Then okay, now you see the most influential is the Dalai Lama, ocean teachers. Okay. Then you see the alternative name is Yellow Hat School. Because they are wearing yellow hat, so we call it as yellow set. Okay. Doctrinary promotes a unique form of a Prasangika Madhyamika. Remember the words Prasangika. What does it mean Prasangika? Let's try to see. We have the different two ways. You remember or not? They got one Prasangika. You remember that there's two ways to talk about Madhyamika. Number one is you just don't to establish you don't want to explain anything regards to Nibbana. Because it's unexplainable. Remember? Another school, they try to explain what Nirvana is. Okay. So remember in the previous lesson, we conclude that Heart Sutra is following that without establish any theory to explain the emptiness, the nirvana. Okay, so this is what we call it. We've got two schools regards that. So let me try to confirm later on which one is Prasangika. It means Prasangika means which one? Prasangika means which one? Let's see first. Prasangika. Prasangika. Now, see whether established or not established. Sometimes I also confused also. Okay. Rekba, Tsongkhapa. Prasangika according to the Tsongkhapa. I think here is okay. Which uses argue established that lack of inherent existence are empty of a self-nature, showing that nothing can be established to exist from its own side. Okay, so this one argued that to establish phenomena lack inherent are empty of self-nature, showing that nothing can be established to exist from its own side. So Prasangika meaning to say that it's the Heart Sutra standpoint that don't explain the Nibbana. Okay, so this is a Prasangika. Okay. Then next, okay, a little bit we know regards the Gelug. I think that is good enough already. Important figure is the Tsongkhapa, and the famous teacher is the Lam Rim. Class, you can just write it down. Lam Rim, stages of the path. So this is the one where the way to Buddhahood, inspire the way of the Buddhahood, the Lam Rim. Okay, they try to combine the whole things from our Buddhism. Okay, then early growth, we don't bother. Okay, so the picture, just take a look. You see, yellow hat. Okay, Dalai Lama. Okay, well, I think the most famous issue with regards to the globe is because now Dalai Lama and also another guy and the head of the Gaju. Okay, they are the one mutually recognized to each other for a past life. Okay, but the other is quite bad because they got some scandal involved. Because he pregnant a woman, and the court of the Canada, sentenced him to pay a few $100,000 to raise up the kid. You heard about that? You heard about that? This is from the Gaju, the leader of the Gaju. He did it. Okay, and then you can Google search many things already. Okay, but he claimed that he is not the bhikkhu. So he can marry a woman and make a woman pregnant. He claimed that. Okay. Anyway, now he's getting low profile after this issue already. Okay. So basically, because Tibetan Buddhism, they try the best, very emphasize they very emphasize to what the faith. Sometimes when you always emphasize to the faith, and then you relies on the wrong person, then you can damage. It can cause damage financially and even, your own body, especially for the woman. So must be very careful. They manipulate the faith from from the devotee, especially this type of overemphasize the faith, this type of school. Then next, let's take a look. Okay, so this is the one. Then the look, we roughly know. Then we go take a look to the Nyingma. Let's see the Nyingma. That one is the Chongkapa. We go to the Nyingma, Wikipedia. Okay. Yes, what is the Nyingma? Nyingma actually here is referred to the what? This is the ancient. This is the oldest of the 4 major Tibetan schools. The oldest one is the Nyingma. It's found by the Padmasambhava, a very famous Padmasambhava, born by the lotus flower, Padmasambhava. He's the layman, the first one. And then this is the first translation of Buddhism Sanskrit from Pali and Sanskrit into the Tibetan Buddhism. Then let's see he said that this was established of the Tibetan Buddhism and the Nyingma ascribed to the Khenpo Santarashita Guru Padmasambhava Kuen Trisong Tessen. So this is the 3 person. Then let's see. Okay, the tradition traces is the Dzogchen lineage. Dzogchen lineage is a very famous meditative lineage. So when they pass away, they will come out, they will die as a rainbow body, achievement of the rainbow body. So let's see. This is which is so interesting. Let's see. If you practice the Dzogchen, when you die, okay, you can transform, your body can maintain, and finally a rainbow will appear during your cremation ceremony. See or not? This is, I think they have gone to the good state, this type of the Dzogchen after the attainment. Anyway, for me, any school which is you can practice well, maybe relate to your past life. As long as the 5 defilement could be suppressed, there will be the good method. Sometimes maybe maybe the content of the Abhidhamma not that strong. It works well. It's more important than that. Of course, once all your 5 defilement have been suppressed, once we talk about the vipassana, I think you have to go through a few methods by yourself to prove that which one is better. Theoretically, the originality, of course, which is claimed by Theravada, but the Theravada school itself have so many sects all claim that they are more origin. So very confusing also. So you have to choose theoretically in the first place. Then second, you have to try by yourself. But I think somehow somebody suit Tibetan Buddhism well. Okay. Then you just go ahead. But be careful. Okay. Then next, let's take a look. So this is Nyingma. Let me go further a little bit for the Nyingma. Okay. Then you see the lineage from what? Buddha Samantabhatta. Samantabhatta is a Puxian Pusa. Okay, you can write it down. Samantabhatra is the Puxian Pusa. The lineage is beginning from the Samantabhatra. And then the lineage is from what? From Indian Mahasiddha's Sri Singha Jana Sutra. It's very, how to say that this is very, very strange for us. But this year, this was a Vimala Mitra, is quite famous teacher. So just remember him, Vimala Mitra. Okay. Then you see Nyingma tradition contains most of the major elements of Tibetan Buddhism. It contains all. Includes what classification of Buddha yanas or vehicle to the liberation called the 9 yanas. 9 yanas meaning to say all the vehicle included. include, I mean, the what the Sravaka too, the sin now. Then they said that they consider the Dzogchen teaching is the most direct and profound path to the Buddhahood. Okay, of course, for all the school, they claim that they are the best. So a lot involves some marketing strategic. So I said finally you have to go through what behind it. I think Elena, I think you heard enough already. Surangama, the king of the mantra. Then go to the medicine Buddha, cure all the sickness. Then the Nikaya, the most origin. Then the Tibetan school, one life attain Buddhahood. Then also the Zen school, yes, immediately awakening. Actually, all is marketing. But we need that. We need that to the stranger. But finally, you have to choose yourself. You have to know the theory behind. And you take time for you to choose by understanding the Dharma deeper a little bit. I see or not, they said that the main doctrine source is the 17 Tantra. You see, very strange. Go beyond the method of the highest yoga Tantra. They call it the supreme in other school. This one is related to the yoga sect. So that's why once you see a couple naked and they have a sexual intercourse, the statue, that is a supreme yoga. But they say they don't practice it anymore because it itself is a contradict to our Vinaya too. Then this is the Nyingma. Okay, then let's see first. Okay, okay, history, a lot of things in mittens, history, origin, okay, persecutions, okay, all this, second dissemination, new translation, okay, then, okay, so I think maybe that's Rimmer and the rise of scholasticism. This is also a little bit strange to me also. Okay, now this is the outer tantra and the inner tantra. You see, it's involved the kriya, charya, ubaya, yoga tantra. Basically, I think some that said that this type of all this yoga, chakra, maybe they absorb from Indian tradition in the later stage. I believe that. It doesn't matter. Of course, in our Buddhism texts, all claim that it's by Buddha itself, by the Buddha mouth, but I don't think so, not all. Even though they got some elements from a good cultivator, it is good also. It is good also. Because I think in ancient time, the misinformation and the disinformation is very common. Quite hard for us to authenticate the information at that time. So everybody just hear somebody say, they record it down until today. And next, let me see first. Okay, inner tantra, Mahayoga, Greek yoga, Ati yoga, all this type of stuff. Okay, so you just remember that they got a few yoga, Anuttara Yoga Tantra. This is the one involved, the yoga sect is Anuttara Yoga. You can write it down. Okay, Anuttara Yoga. You can get the information from here. Okay, then let's see. You see a lot of this Vajra Kilaya. I think it's common for all the school. Then Nyingma Gupam or many things. Mahayoga, Chokchit. This is what I mentioned before. Okay, then okay, my series, a lot of things. Okay. Six Mother Monastery, my ruling monastery. I think you have to take a longer time, must be in the Tibetan Buddhism to know it well. Then one more school is what is the Kachupa. Well, basically, Kachupa school is a Kamagaju. Nowadays, the Kamapa is from the Kamagaju school. Okay, Kamagaju school. And he is the one involved in the scandal a few years ago. Let's take a look at the Gaju. Gaju school. Kachupa, Kama Kachupa. Let's take a look. So they appeared that we don't see much difference. The clothes quite about similar, very shining, and usually also colorful. Now you see, quite similar. We can't tell the difference. This is Kachupa, but the origin is from who? Is from this Milarepa. It's like from Kachu. Milarepa is the founder. He is a layman also. You see, got hair, but he is very famous for his psychic. And accordingly, he learned the psychic, and they have been bullied. So this Milarepa using psychic. And he tried to use the psychic to make a stone to kill many people. But later on he realized it's wrong. So he go to the cave, repent, and meditate. He just eat, I think, the mosses there, and the body turned blue. And even though it's cold, but the body is still very hot because he practiced Kundalini yoga. So this is roughly a little bit regards. This one, the gut, how we call it as the Kachuba. Let's go through a little bit Kachu, Kama Kachu. Okay, Kachu. See, this is a Kachu. That's it. With the oral lineage. So it's the whisper transmission. This one, the whisper transmission, is very important for most of the Tibetan school and also the Indian school. Meaning to say, certain mantra must learn through oral transmissions and empowerment. If without going through all this process, you are considered stealing. And the penalty is very heavy. You may go to the hell. This is according to the text, very serious. But what mantra we learn in Mahayana is the one without, we don't need to go through all this oral transmission and empowerment. So this is, I think, I believe also absorbed from maybe from the Indian Buddhism, Indian Buddhism also, because they also have this type of culture. I went to the Himalaya school before. Yes, there will be some Gayatri mantra you can only learn from the oral transmission, because the guru will handpick for you, and he know which one is the best for you. Maybe they have some psychic or what. Okay, we go further a little bit. You see, the Gaju lineage trace themselves back to 11th century, also quite old. Now you see, Maitripa, Mahasiddha Naropa. Okay, this is quite famous. Okay, please write out Naropa. Okay, Maitripa. Okay, these two, I also know that. And Mapa's today is a Milarepa. Yes, it's the most influential poet and the teacher. So this was the Milarepa, I mentioned just now. The guy with the psychic. To take vengeance, to take revenge, who bullied him before. Okay. Then you see, they said it gave rise to a large number of independent sub-school and the lineage. Okay, the principal Gaju lineage existing today as independent school are those which stem from a Milarepa disciple. Milarepa, we mentioned this is the Milarepa. Let's see first. Okay, okay. This is clockwise from upper left. So no, Maitripa, no Milarepa here. Then one more is the Gangbopa, which is merged with the Gaju lineage, Gangbopa. So Gangbopa, no picture also. Then it said that Gaju school which survive as independent institution are mainly the Kama Gaju, Triku Gaju, Drupa Gaju lineage, Taklung Gaju, so many Gaju. I think the most famous one is what? They got one Gaju school, very famous in Nepal. What is the name? Have you ever heard about the Tasitu Rinpoche? Tasitu? No, you didn't know. Okay, never mind. It's common that you don't know. I think it is strange to Mr. Leong, right? Mr. Leong, I think you even confused with many Achan and the Longpo in Thailand, right?
Yeah, the title, yes.
Yeah, even that you're confused already. So not time for you to cross your border to Tibetan Buddhism, am I right?
More confused.
Very confused. So you better make sure you clarify with the Achan Man, Achan Cha, what Longpo, what first. Better with that first. Okay. Never mind, we give you a little bit clues today. Okay, let me try to record that and tell you. So this is, yeah. What are the main teachings of Mahamudra? Please write it down. Basically, Mahamudra is what? And also the 6 Naropa. Kundalini Yoga is one of the Naropa. One of the Naropa. Mahamudra is the famous, if you call it, a Great Seal. This is a step-by-step teaching also in the Tibetan Buddhism for enlightenment. So this is the Mahamudra, but for the Nyingma it's the Chokjin. Just remember that. Yeah, because one day, Mr. Leong, you go to the practice Chokjin, suddenly you're enlightened already. So you become a Tibetan school and you'll be recognizable as Leong Yuming Rinpoche. Then you're getting famous. Everybody bound to you. So you can without shaving your head. Okay, we don't know, one day it can happen. Okay, this is an oral lineage. Okay, Gaju. Okay, let's see first. Let me go to further. Gaju. So many things. Basically, the origins. Okay, Naropa. Okay. Then Indian origins also. Let's see that. So this is Loksawa Mapachoki Loktro. This is the Milarepa. You see or not? Milarepa, the founder. I think I can talk Mandarin better than English regarding the Tibetan Buddhism. Quite unfamiliar to me for the English name. So this is what. Note the black head of the Karmapa. You see, usually they wear the black head for the Karmapa school. Compare with the yellow heads. Okay, Kamagaju. And see. Truka lineage. Sakuk Kaju. So many Kaju. I forget already. The present most influential people in the Kamagaju. Let's see. Let me try. I want to show you this person first. The image appeared in my brain, but I just can't tell. The most famous figure. The present hits. The present leader of Kamagaju. Of Gaju. Yet Trinli Toche. Yes, this is the one, Trinli Toche. Origin Trinli Toche. But he involved in the scandal a few years ago. But still got other guy I want to introduce. Is what? Okay, let's see first.
Mingyo Rinpoche.
Not Mingyo. Let me show you first. Wait a little bit. Mingyo, please wait a little bit. They got 2 Karmapa. Why? They got 2 Karmapa because it involves the politics in Tibetan school. For China, they really want to grip the power that the recognition of the Karmapa must be under governance of the China Communism Party, because basically the religions and the politics which is unite together in Tibetan Buddhism. If you're able to grasp the leader, you can control the leader of the religion, then you can control the population. It happened in the Tibetan Buddhism. That's why Dalai Lama claims that they will reincarnate, but no more in China. But China said no, all must be authorized by our communism, as a verified teacher. So that is the politics involved between them. Why Dalai Lama ran away from China? Because during the conversation, he noticed that the religion must be under the custody of the party which doesn't believe any spiritual. So he doesn't want. Because for Tibetan Buddhism, they believe that once the teacher reincarnate, there will be some good sign appeared. For example, the sky will turn different color, will be some music turn out, all this. They need all the symptoms. To construct the belief. Okay. Mr. Leong, I think you better on your camera. Because Elena gone already. Then let's see.
Still around, Sifu.
Oh, you're still around. Okay. I still want to introduce one more. The assistant. What is the name already? Dalai Lama.
Is it Sopa Rinpoche?
Not Sopa. The major assistant. The major assistant. Very famous, this one. Assistant. Assistant. Okay, it doesn't appear in my... It just only the people appear in my mind. Let me say the major figure. Let's see. The major figure in Kajus. Let's see. Okay, let's see. The major present guru in Kaju. It doesn't appear. So I cannot, okay, maybe I put it like this. Tashitu. So this is a Tashitu. This is a Tashitu, one of the major. Okay. Mingyu Rinpoche, the name appeared already. The dreaming name, looking for by Elena. But this is not the Mingyu. It's a Taishitu. This is one of the important figure in Gaju school. Nama Rania Wang Rinpoche, forget. Okay, never mind. Okay. So I think enough. So we go to Mingyu Rinpoche or Mingyu Rinpoche. So let's see. Which one school he's under? I see or not? Okay. Mingyu Rinpoche. Let's see first. About. Okay, master of the Kaju and let's see. Okay, Yonggi Mingyu. Okay, master of a Kama Gaju and Nyingma lineage. Okay. He possessed both lineage. Bingo for Elena. Remember the Kamagaju is just now I mentioned one. Now the present is the leader. Okay. Then the Nyingma is which is famous tradition of the Chokjin. Kamagaju is the famous tradition for the Mahamudra. Okay. So this is the teacher is the Milarepa. Nyingma, the teacher is the Padma Sambhawa. Enough for you, Elena. Want to dig further again? No need to take already. You take yourself. Okay. So we get the introduced because Mingyu Rinpoche is famous. Besides, he look very cute. I think everybody feel very cute. And of course, the attainment is very important because the brainwave show that a high level of dopamine excretion. So make everybody crazy over it. Okay. This is from science experiment. Okay, then this is enough. Now we go back to this. So you see, this is the experiment which make him very famous. Okay, so Mr. Leong, once you're free, I think today homework is to go through a little bit for the. Maybe you're from the present figure, or Elena, you must from the present figure, from the interesting story first. Then we go to what Prasangika. Madhyamika, all this type of stuff from the most famous story first regarding the reincarnation. Then they call it as a wood fat. Actually, no such thing of wood fat. Wood fat means the juku. Juku means the person who reincarnated. And yet, they got so many transformation of the Kuan Yin and transformation of the Manjusri. So many people, they are transformation. And then they will still disrupt one. So I think their tradition may be influenced also by, with the Bond school there. some sect. So once you try to compare the differences between the Tibetan school and also the Mahayana school, okay, why they have something extra? They must be influential by other things. Because they are influenced by the Bon school, so the Boon, Boon means the Ben Jiao, by this tradition. So they got so many extra things, that make it more secretive, look very classes, but at the same time also confusing also. So this is a Tibetan school. Okay, so enough the story, enough. So we go back to our teaching now. Okay, please highlight regards the self-emptiness and other emptiness. Oh. Noble Bodhisattva. Limitation comes revealed truth. Non-conceptual. Us. Yeah, raise hand, please, once you finish. Okay, Sally, feel to join us, Sally. Okay. Okay, finish. Okay, so class, basically, not much info here. You see, this is the one not affirming negative, meaning to say lack of inherent nature existent in anything. Okay, so the opposite is this lah, Nengma and Kaju. So meaning to say that the positive qualities is not empty. Okay, it's not empty. So he said that it's full of the Buddha quality. And they try to uncover the Buddha-ness. So this is a different. So the first one, meaning to say that like a Heart Sutra, you attain something which you couldn't explain it. Then we don't explain it. But the second one is this, you attain something which got Buddha quality. We call it as a Tathagata Gaba. Okay, Tathagata Gaba, okay, 如来藏 in Mandarin. So 如来藏 如来藏 is how to say just yes, basically what the Surangama school emphasize is this 如来藏 so after you work hard, you attain something which is rich of the quality of the Buddha. And what they try their best is to help people to attain this. Okay. So this is what we know from here. The next paragraph in the self-emptiness view. Elena, can you please read the passage, please?
In the self-emptiness view, the ultimate truth is that there is no ultimate reality, no reality with an inherent nature existence. They are just non-ultimate conventional realities. Seeing nirvana is seeing emptiness, in the sense of seeing that everything is empty of ultimacy. In the other emptiness view, while conventional realities are still seen as empty of ultimacy, there is seen to be an ultimate reality, emptiness, which is a positive reality, but is empty of defilements. This is the basis of everything. The self-emptiness view is akin to ideas in early Buddhism in finding no ultimate basis that is support of everything else. The other emptiness view is akin to ideas in early Buddhism in seeing nirvana as a reality in its own right, but unlike it in seeing this reality as the basis of everything. Much like the Atman Brahma of the Upanishad. The differences between these perspectives echoes the fact that in early Buddhism, the quality of being empty referred to a certain kind of lack, while the empty referred to a reality that has a certain kind of lack. Emptiness sometimes referred to a quality of lack, though the arahat's liberated mind is an emptiness that is that which is empty of attachment, hatred, and delusion. As will be seen below, the term emptiness has a range of meanings in the Mahayana. When the term is used, one always needs to try to discern if it refers to a kind of lack, and if so, what kind, or to a positive reality that is lacking in certain negative features.
Yes, Elena. It looks so
Very confusing, Sifu.
No, always appears the word lack, L-S-K. So meaning to say lack of virtue, lack of something. Okay, Elena, no worry. Let me clarify. Let me try to clarify all your confusion. Okay, I try my best. No. Okay, Sally is coming. No, really. Jeez.
Sorry, Siva, I have to go and put in my laundry.
Okay, no problem. About the ring already, huh? Mr. Leo, just allow Elena say what laundry.
I go and take inside the laundry. I think maybe it's raining, going to rain.
Or take inside the laundry. 即係我哋講收衫啦，係咪？
Some yes, correct.
即係收衫咯，嗬。Take inside the laundry. This is the good words 啊，嗬。Very literated 啊，I found that 啦，嗬。
Actually, it should be take in the laundry.
Yeah, take in the laundry. This is the good words.
Sorry, I didn't take in the laundry. I just pulled the laundry thing
Yeah.
inside of it.
The sky is cloudy already. Now it's cloudy. The weather is cloudy now, from here.
Sally, page 127, Sally.
Thank you, thank you.
127.
Yeah, at the page there.
Yeah, I know what Elena is confusing. Yes, because of the terminology. Okay. Mr. Leung laughed sarcastically to Elena.
No, not sarcastic now.
Yes. Later on, Mr. Leung will write a poem regards Elena confused to the sunyata. Okay, raise hand once you finish. Okay, let me try to explain. Sally, you cannot come in.
I managed to get through.
Because of the handphone.
Yeah, because of the handphone, they keep recording, meeting, preparing, and all that. Aiyo,
So once you change the handphone, things work well.
yeah lah.
Good, good. Okay, so finish. Okay, so let me try to explain now why Elena confused. Okay, I think we come to this terminology in the first place. Okay, never mind later on. Okay, again, just now, once we talk about the emptiness, they got two way. Okay, we call it as a prasangika by the what I say. It's the name. The gaju. Okay, prasangika meaning to say that the attainment itself is we don't use any language to describe it. Okay, so meaning to say that the nibbana, the liberated state, is like a negative way. It exists in a negative way. I mean, in like the Heart Sutra, we don't establish the words to explain it, but we try to negate using a lot of negative words to describe the existence. But for this one we call as Gaju and also the Nyingma, they are using the Tathagata Gaba, meaning to say that attain to the Buddhahood, Buddha got a lot of virtue, or is something which is attainable, a lot of positive attitude. Okay, so these two we know very well. Actually, the next paragraph is something to explain all this. You see or not? Okay, first thing we want to talk about without confuse is regards the conventional truth and the ultimate truth. So class, remember, conventional truth mean what? Anything which is formed by the cause of condition is considered of a conventional truth. Okay, from the namarupa, from somebody and our name. Okay, then outside. Everything actually is from the cause and condition because of conventional truth. It is true, but in the context of conventional. Okay, then second is the ultimate truth. Remember that in the Madhyamika, there's only one conventional truth, one ultimate truth only, which is Nibbana. Always remember that. The definition for the ultimate truth is different between Abhidhamma and the Madhyamika. So Madhyamika, remember, just the Nibbana itself is the ultimate truth. The rest all is the conventional truth. Okay, so by knowing this, we come back to this context, then you can know it better. You see or not? They say, in self-emptiness view, because here we tried, they got two emptiness to explain. They say in the self-emptiness view, they say ultimate truth, there is no ultimate reality. Okay, they try to negate it. No reality with an inherited nature, meaning to say that Nibbana itself there's no ultimate reality. Non-ultimate conventional reality, both doesn't exist. So they see the Nibbana is the emptiness. Okay, so no problem. Second one you see, it said that see Nibbana is we go to the other school. You see, in the other emptiness. So see, other emptiness is that. While conventional reality is the empty of the ultimate C. When you empty ultimate C, we call it as a conventional reality. And then there is the ultimate reality emptiness, which is a positive reality, which is empty of the defilement. Once all the defilement which is not present, that is the positive reality for ultimate reality. So this is other school. See or not? Elena, can you see the difference? So we know that one school, even though emptiness itself, the Nibbana itself also is an emptiness, okay? But the second one, the different view mentioned that the absence of all the defilement, that is the positive attitude for the Nibbana, for this other's view, okay? Yes, Maggie, question first. On the mic, please.
Is it no defilement? Is it absolutely no defilement in our consciousness?
Yes, yes, totally gone, totally eradicated. One each is totally eradicated, they will be full of what? The merit of the Buddha. Okay, for example, you can have a good debate of power, you can memorize all the Dharma, you can explain the Dharma, and besides, you possess all the major psychic. And also, you can have a good vipassana power. You have a very strong vipassana to discern the namarupa in a very absolute way. Thoroughly. So that is the virtue which is in the for the Buddha lah. Okay, then next look. But he say much like the Atman Brahma of the Upanishad. See or not? So this is the scholar, because once they try to compare it, to do the comparison and say, oh, it looked like the Atman. Okay, I think for the scholar, they are not responsible for any faith you build up. So sometimes it's very dangerous, right or not? The good faith and the reputation of the Dharma must come from, all the positive and the complementary and also the positive value. But sometimes the scholar, they don't bother. For them, the truth is important. But sometimes the truth can jeopardize the faith. So we must be very careful. We just set aside this type of the view. But but the point is, sometimes the scholar they are very loyal, to the academic research, so that they will exaggerate an effect. That is the good point for the scholar. Yeah, Mr. Leong, anything, please?
Yes, Sifu, regarding this Atma, Lord Buddha did say that there's no Atma, no soul. But then how come this Brahma have an Atma?
Oh, Atma. No, Atma Brahman. Atman, let me see first. Actually, Atman, no, this is under the Upanishad. This is not the Buddhism. Mr. Leong, Upanishad is not the Buddhism things. Okay?
So Upanishads have preaches this Atma lah.
Yes, that's the preachers of Atman Brahman. Yes, Upanishad is not our thing. Okay, Upanishad is the Hinduism sacred text. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so Elena, you're confused by a few things. We go back to the Pali. You see not Sunya. Then one more is a Sunnam Sunyata. Then is one more is a sunyata, okay? Then again, so what is a sunnam? Sunnam meaning to say is what? It's the empty. Empty is a certain kind of the lack. Then the sunyata mean refer quality of the lack. Quality. I think if a quality of the lack, should I know it is an adjective or not? Sunyata. Usually in English we say refer to the quality of lack. It is an adjective. Class. Our Cambridge student answer me. It is an adjective. And the sunnam, the empty, this is the nouns. Nobody can answer me.
I think Sifu is correct.
Yes, so this is the adjective. So this is the nouns. Okay, then we say, Arahant liberated mind is the emptiness which is empty of attachment, hatred, and delusion. So we say emptiness has the range of meaning of a Mahayana. So once you study the text, you have to study it carefully. Okay, Elena, I think you are confused by it. Sometimes lack of the what? Lack of something, a lack of then a positive again. I think maybe you just confuse the sunnam and the sunyata. Okay. So Elena, am I clarifying your confused? Yes, so we go further. Okay, so next, Sally, can you please read the passage? We go to the Yogacara school. So before we go to the Yogacara school, are you ready to go further? So meaning to say that all the Diamond Sutra we read before, all the Heart Sutra we read before, now we have a proper view that regards that now. Remember that for this sunyata, once we talk about the sunyata, actually if you try to link to the Visuddhimagga, it is about in the final stage already. Let's take a look. Are you seeing any soccer playing class? Anyone interested in seeing the soccer playing? If you're not interested, have you ever seen people play the soccer? Seen? Have you ever seen? Yes, right. Okay. So usually, in order to attack, so they will. The football field is very large, right? So you have to pass by a lot of your rival. So finally you go to the goal and you try to kick the ball inside of the goal. Remember that Madhyamika is the last moment to kick the ball into the goal. And then from the very beginning, then you have to progressively run over the rival. All this actually, it doesn't exist in, the Madhyamika. What they mentioned, just the last kick to the goal only. So this is what the Madhyamika school, they assume that you know the previous step very well. Got it, class? Okay. So meaning to say that, so this is the Pagoda in Abhidhamma. Okay, Pagoda in Abhidhamma. So Madhyamika school is actually in this stage already. They assume you know everything. But actually, if you don't study, if you just study the Diamond Sutra or Heart Sutra, means to say you have studied this only. Without studying the Vinaya, Samadhi, and also some Paticca Samuppada Four Noble Truth. So this is why if you begin with the Mahayana, sometimes the theory is very high, but cannot use because they are in the last kick before the goal. Okay, but if you study Abhidhamma, so step by step, Sila, Samadhi, and also Four Noble Truths and Anicca, and also the Paticca Samuppada, then you go to the final goal. It's better. Okay, remember? So this is what happened in our Mahayana school. Okay, Visuddhimagga is the ever best syllabus for me. Why? Because they begin with all this step by step. They explain the existence very well before they further go to the emptiness. Emptiness is most of people can understand, but you can understand emptiness, but can you know that the nature of the Namarupa before go to the emptiness? Because everything, they got the nature. Jealousy, we have a nature of the jealousy, and the greedy have a nature of the greedy, and all the rupa also have their own nature. So sometimes Buddhists in Mahayana, they will ignore all this, the nature of the Namarupa. Then they go to the Anicca Dukkha Anatta, which meaning to say that they will just cross over the conventional truth and go to the ultimate truth. But later on, they confuse themselves. Agree? Raise your hand if you agree what I mentioned. Agree? Okay. Yes. Yes, Mr. Leong, you got a question?
Sifu, this Madhyamika, is it like we have arrived at the door of Nibbana but haven't stepped in yet?
Yes, you can say so. There is about at that stage, very close there already, Madhyamika school. So that's why Heart Sutra actually is that level, So finally, actually we don't know how to cultivate, so we just chant it. We spread it. But in China Buddhism, Buddhists, they can do it very well because a lot of merit of chanting. So they keep on chanting, copy, and keep on mentioning this because a lot of merit. And then it's chanted like a mantra. But they don't know how to practice it. Why? Because we lost the important part already. So this is what is common, that where everybody is chanting the Heart Sutra because of the merit, but they don't realize that actually this is the final part of the Vipassana, the essence of the final part. Got it or not? The truth is like that. Okay. Okay, so now the next paragraph we go is what is the Yogacara school. Yes. Yeah, Mei, can you please read the passage? The Yogacara school.
Ideas of the Yogacara school.
Sorry. Okay, stop a moment, please. Okay, let me go through a little bit history so that you get a full picture. Sorry. Okay, class, let's take a look. So this is the development and the propagation of the Buddhist tradition. Okay, before Christ to the CE. Okay, so let's take a look. In Indian, our Buddhism began from the Indian. So this is the early Buddhist school before Christ. You see, this is before Christ, 250 and cross to 100 CE. So this is due to early Sangha. It's the Buddha after Parinibbana. It's a 545 early Sangha before the schism. And now we go to this early Buddhism. It's starting, due to the Asoka king, he tried to brought the Buddhism to the Gandhara, Pakistan, Afghanistan. Okay, then about 100 CE. So this is where the establishments of the early Buddhism school already. And then you see, they come to the Theravada school for this early Buddhism, because King Asoka sent his son to the Sri Lanka, Reverend Mahinda. But now we want to emphasize is the Mahayana, which began to the 1st century to the 500. So Mahayana school actually, which is flourished in where Kandahar school, Pakistan, Afghanistan. So this is the early stage. Then from here begin the Chinese monk. They cross they cross the desert, the Silk Road, and reach the Northwest Indian to get all the sutta from here and brought it back to the India, brought it back to the China. That's why in Theravada school, they just inherit the Nikaya and the Abhidhamma. So that they disgrace all the Diamond Sutra, and then Amitabha Sutra, and the Maitreya, and also the Medicine Buddha. That is the reason. Class, do you see clearly why? This is the difference. It's because of the culture. No. It's because of the decision of the Asoka king. This is a good decision. We call it as the distribution of investment. You don't just put all the monk go to Sri Lanka. He sent one man to Sri Lanka, another man to the Gandhara. Is before Christ 250. Okay, and then so that's why this is the decision to make the Theravada Mahayana so obvious until we can see it today. So it can hardly for you to convince that the Theravada monk to believe all the Mahayana Sutra, because it is not available in their Pali Tipitaka, but it's only available in the Sanskrit text, which is in the Kandahar civilization. Okay. So we know that. So after this, from the Buddhism, it began with the Madhyamika, the Mahayana. It began with the Madhyamika, later go to the Yogacara, before it stepped to the Vajrayana. So this is the session. This is the time we finish the Madhyamika, especially the major figure is the Nagarjuna. Now we come to the Yogacara, and the major figure is Asanga. It claims that Asanga go up to the Tushita heaven and learn from the Maitreya. And they come down from the heaven, the Tushita heaven, and establish the Yogacara. So now we can start to go through. Okay, interesting or not? So we try to know what did he learn from the Tushita heaven. Okay, maybe you can start to do the reading now. Okay.
Ideas of the Yogacara school were probably first adumbrated in the early strata of the Yogacara. Bhumi strata attributed to Asanga, but with the ideas predating him. They are also rooted in ideas of certain sutras which begin to appear in the 3rd century. The most important is the Samdhyamochana, freeing the underlying meaning. The sutra sees itself as a 3rd turning of the Dhamma wheel, surpassing the first 2 turnings, teaching on the 4th true reality for the spiritual and noble, and the perfection of wisdom sutra. The Mahayana Abhidhamma Sutra is another such text. The influential Lankavatara descent into Lanka Sutra, which gradually developed from around 300 CE, also contain many Yogacara ideas in its unsystematic summary of Mahayana teaching. The Yogacara was founded as a separate school by Asanga, since by tradition as a monk ordained in the Vibhajayana Yawadin Mahishasaka fraternity. His teacher was one Maitreyananda or Maitreya, who may have been a human teacher or seen by Asanga as the heavenly Bodhisattva Maitreya. In time, Asanga converted his half-brother to Mahayana Vasubandhu, as seen as the Vasubandhu who composed Savastivadin, Abhidhamma Kosa, and its Bhashya. The scholarly debate as to whether the two Vasubandhus were actually the same person is as yet unresolved, though one can see a line of development from the Bhashya to some ideas of the Yogacara Vasubandhu.
Okay, no, you stop here. Okay. Okay, raise hand please once you finish. Okay, class, let's take a look. Yogacara school, as we mentioned just now, by Asanka. So the major sastra is the Yogacara Bhumi Sastra. This is the major, text. I will open the class, but only available in Mandarin only. But of course you can get it in English version. Okay. I know you all are very enthusiastically learning. You don't think you are old. It's good. Okay. Yogacara. We will discover a lot of meditative technique inside the Yogacara Sastra. Okay. Then next, let's take a look. You see, just now I mentioned about the Asanka. So the famous is this Sandini Mochana. So this is Sandini Mochana. Let's see. The Chinese is very famous actually. Samdini Mochana. Let's see. Samdini underlying for what? Let's see first. Meaning. Meaning. Okay. Bring the underlying mind, meaning. Jie Shen Mi Jing. I know already. So this is the Jie Shen Mi Jing. Never mind, it's too tough for you. Okay. Then he said about the Lanka Vatara. Remember, Lanka is a Sri Lanka, so contain a lot of Yogacara idea. So I am opening this class already. It's in the progress or in Mandarin. So you also can so it's tough for you to join to participate. But anyway, as I mentioned just now regards this. So they suspect that Asanga is ordained from where? Mahisasaka fraternity. Where is the Mahisasaka fraternity? Class, take a look. So this is the Mahisasaka fraternity. As I know, you see, class here is the Mahisasaka. See not? Vibhajavadi. Then it comes with the Mahisasaka. Then class, do you see the Dhamma Guptaka? So actually Dhamma Guptaka is under my set. So my Vinaya is from the Dhamma Guptaka. The present Theravada is from the Tamrat Satya. This is the reason why, because we are come from one mother, our similarity in the Vinaya is about 95%. So sometimes if I have difficulty to understand the classical Chinese, I will go through the English text. Very convenient for me. So if you prefer to unite Mahayana and Theravada together, this is how we unite. But the way I see most of the Theravada, they don't like. They don't like the unity. They prefer maintain the originality rather than to make us like a brother. Okay, you got it or not? Actually, historically, we can prove that we are the brother. Historically, it's about 1,000 years ago. Okay, we are the brother. We are the Dhamma brother. And yet the Mahisasaka is this. Okay, from what I know, okay, Mahisasaka actually, where is the place, location? Actually, nowadays, historically, we can discover Mahisasaka in Swat Valley. Swat. Here is the Swat. Swat is in the Swat, Pakistan. Okay, Swat also is part of the Kandahar, and we are able to discover what. So we see Islamabad as Islamabad, Pakistan. Okay, so you know that this here is the Swat class. Here is the Swat. Okay, Mahisasaka, they discovered that Mahisasaka, they are the one who is wearing the purple color of the robe, like what you see, the Theravada monk, but in the purple color. And they try to, work up at the text of the Amitabha Sutra. As I discovered before. So meaning to say that Amitabha, the belief of Amitabha, also origin from Kandahar, the Swat. Mahisasaka, they are the one, even though wearing the robe, very Theravadi, but they try to simplify and systematize the text from it. So this is something, the discovery, meaning to say can unite the Theravada and Mahayana. All the facts can. But I think quite hard to tell them. But never mind. From here, we do the unite between the Mahayana Theravada and make it become a Malaysia-yana in Malaysia. Yes, the things could be unite. Historically, it showed they are the brother. No matter from Vinaya or from the very early stage, we are the brother, Mahayana and the Theravada. Okay, we finish our class here. Okay, so let me do a little bit propagation. Okay, then you see, it's about the, you see, his teacher is a Maitreya, seen as a Sanka from the heavenly Bodhisattva Maitreya. Okay, and then he tried to convert his Dhamma brother, his half brother is a Vasupandu. Vasubandu is famous in composing Savas divided Abhidhamma Kutsa. Class, this Abhidhamma Kutsa, just remember that all the Tibetan monk, the authentic one, they will spend at least 3 years to finish Abhidhamma Kutsa. Abhidhamma Kutsa standard is quite similar with Abhidhamma Sangha. As you all study in another discipline. So the standard is about the same. Once you finish that, meaning actually, I think what I run at the education level is the monk level in Erti. So what you are learning actually is the monk standard. Not the layman, it's the monk standard. Yes, it's good. Or we open all many subjects, but you are able to learn also. Okay, we finish our class here. So before this class, have you ever seen the advertisement for this? Maybe this. So this is the Jingtu Sanjing lah. Amitabha Sutra, the contemplative of the Amitabha Sutra, and also the long version of the Amitabha Sutra. So this is the Zoom class. Again, it's in the Mandarin.
Yeah, see, for all Mandarin, no English, how?
No, I couldn't get the text in English because this is published by by Xing Yun Das. Xing Yun Das actually he formed a group of scholar, mostly is the PhD in China. So he handpicked 100 volume Tipitaka, about 80 from it. Then he handpicked also, they also nominated 80 famous PhD holder to study because he realized that if they make it, they don't make it, I mean simplify it and make it easily available, finally all the Tripitaka will be on the shelf only. So this is it is a huge investment and quite sure that it's not lucrative. Not lucrative. Of course, you don't earn much from all this. So I use now because I almost finished from the Yinshun, the work from Yinshun. So I start to go to the Fo Guangshan. They're actually mostly scholar lah. So they have some scholastic article, but inside they will have some commentary to the original text. That is the original text. I think maybe for you. You can understand, but the academic work all is in the Chinese. Except you use it to do the translation. Never mind. Once I go through anything there, I will speak in English here to you all. Okay? Especially the very special one. What is very special? I can tell you. Anyone is Nianfo. Now, you are Nianfo. Okay, yes, Western Pure Land, including Mr. Leong, right? Plus, I can tell you, actually, Nianfo Farman is origin from Swat, from Kandahar. It's not from the China, but China popularized it, and they make the method easier. The first sutra, go into the China class, actually is not the Amito Jing. It's a Guan Wuliang Shou Jing, the contemplation of the Amitabha realms. That sutra. But the first master in China, he realized that the contemplation is very hard. Remember, we experimented before, right? We show you a Buddha statue, you try to contemplate, you open your eyes, see the image and close the image. Very hard to appear, right? Yes, they realize it's very hard. So they don't want to do the contemplation like a kasina. Immediately, they make it four name. Namo Amitofo, Namo Amitofo. So that is the renovative. This is a very important step to make it popular and make the method become easier. So from this moment, for 1,000 years, China Buddhists never changed the method. Always Nianfo, because it's easier compared like a kasina to contemplate in the brain. That is very hard. Okay, so I will begin this history in the class. So because time's up already, whatever is very important now, I think I will explain in our class in Abhidhamma and today class, I will bring it in English to you all, so you know how to appreciate all this type of work. You can't get from a Theravada monk. They just say, oh, this is a Chinese people fake it, right? They used to say like that. But I can tell you that no, the real history, I will just demonstrate to you all. Yes, Mei?
I didn't see the time and date for the advertisement.
No, it's from another and another there. I mean, I got two texts. One is from there. One is from the poster. Another one is from the whole text. It's from here.
I want to go for the class.
You want to go, right? I will add
Yeah.
you in. I will add you in.
Okay.
So please palms together. I wish to inculcate
I wish to inculcate
more favorable consciousness
more
More
favorable
favorable consciousness
to transferring merit
to
transferring merit
to my past life enemy and relative.
to my
to
past
my
life
past life
and
relatives and enemies.
May they be liberated
may
May
they
they
be
be
liberated
liberated
and free from suffering.
and free
free
from
and
suffering.
from sufferings.
Attain Nibbana
Attain
Attain
Nibbana
Nibbana
and helping others to do the same.
and
and
helping others.
helping others to do the same.
and help.
Okay. Yeah, Elena, please.
Thank you, Sifu, for today's class. We pay true respect. Sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, bye-bye, everybody.